Exactly. He koi means how are you? Now someone should ask you this, regardless of how you really may be feeling. You just reply back, Mei taki. Mei taki. Strictly speaking, Mei taki means you're feeling good or fine, although nowadays you'll find it is also used to mean thank you. So if we were to put that all together, I start off by saying kia orana, you then reply back kia orana. I then ask you, te koi, and you will reply back, Mei taki. Should we give it a go? 1901, we were handed over to New Zealand. That's when we became New Zealand citizens. We became self-governing in 1965 under the leadership of Albert Henry. He was our first premier. His portrait is up on the wall there on the very far left. Mr. Henry was the leader of the Cook Islands Party, the CIPs. He passed away several years ago. Now Mr. Henry and his party came into power because we had previously been under New Zealand's flag and also Britain's flag. They thought it was about time we had our own flag of the Cook Islands as a self-governing nation. So they're in a national competition. End result, flag on the left there, green in the background, with the circle of the 15 golden stars. 15 stars representing the 15 islands and the Cook Islands. Now it's just one big accident that the colours gold and green happen to be the official colours of Mr. Henry's political party. About 13 years later we had a change of power and in came another political party. The Democratic Party, which was led at that time by Sir Thomas Davis. Sir Tom's portrait is second from the left. Now Sir Tom and his party, they didn't really agree with the green flag. They wanted a flag with the Union Jack in the corner to let the world know we're still part of the British Commonwealth. So in came our new flag, the blue flag up on the right there, with the circle of the 15 white stars. And it's also just one big accident.
Poncho was also worn. All of these were made out of bark. A good cloth also came from the young branches of a kuru or breadfruit tree. The making of the cloth was normally the work of the women and was prepared by stripping, soaking water and flattening the bark with a beater. To pass the time as they worked, they developed the unbeaten chant. So there would have been much fun and laughter also. This is some tapa we made at the village. From the rubber tree, using the method of soaking salt water and beating to join the strips together. And this is the outer bark of the branch that we use. It was made from the bones of either bird or rat. The bone was shaped to form teeth and was tied at right angles onto a wooden handle. The points of the comb were dipped in pigment, placed against the skin, and lightly tapped with a short piece of wood. The pigment came from the soot of pine tui or candle nut, which was mixed with a small amount of water to get the right consistency. It is known that the Polynesian put tattooing with them means the swaying of the hips. These skirts are made from the oak tree, also known as the wildlife hibiscus. Well, you may have seen them for sale, and they can be quite expensive. But when you know what is involved in getting to this stage, you will then understand why. The oak tree grows mainly inland, and I will explain what we do at the village. We then tie them in bundles and take the bundles down to the beach, place it in the lagoon, and weight it down with large rocks. After soaking for approximately 2 weeks, we bring the bundles back to the village and peel this outer layer away and hang it out in the sun to dry. And this is what we call the arkirio. And this is what our skirts are made from. Now to make a skirt, we plait a strip to fit the hip and long enough to tie. We then take a piece of kitty-o, fold it in half and loop it over the band. Thread it through, then pull it. This is moved along and we keep adding until we have enough to fit the hip. But our skirt is not complete until it is what we call a titty. To keep it firm, the inside of the titty is stiffened with dry bandanas, which is either lifted like this or plaited, then covered with fabrics. It is then ready for decorating with shells and tassels. Our peel shell here comes from our northern group islands of Penryn and Maniki. Our feeders comes mainly from our wild chicken and roosters, the same one that cross outside the windows at 2 or 3 in the morning. And I'm sure that's when you would like to catch them in the village. Our small shells are found amongst the rocks and our reefs, and they are boiled or buried to let the ants clean out the inside. And they are also used for our decorations and for our chalets. To finish it all off, we have our tassels. This also comes from our kitty-o. Our dyes. Today, of course, we just go to our local pharmacy and pick out the colors we're going to use for dyeing our costumes. But for our ancestors, it was not so simple. They prepared their dyes from bark, roots, sap, and leaves of various plants to produce the colors yellow, red, and black. Yellow was obtained from benga or turmeric as you know it. Red came from berries combined with certain leaves and also from the bark of the candle nut. Black was obtained from the bark of the candle nut and then by soaking it in the juice of the ironwood. But the commonest method was to immerse the cloth into the turtle swamp and leave it there until the desired color was reached. Our party to go with their dance costumes often becomes quite elaborate and much planning and work is put into it, as you will see in our show today. Like our ancestors, we love to wear hats, but not necessarily the type of hats that you're familiar with. Although our women wear them to formal functions and to church and Sundays. But our most popular headdress is the flower, which is either worn behind the ear or tucked into our hair. I've come to the end of my presentation and I hope that you have enjoyed listening to the history of our costume and decorations. So,
especially to New Zealand and Australia, we still have great respect for and faith in our traditional medicines and our taongas. But our taongas still specialise in a particular area of medicine, whether it be massage or herbal medicine. Although the Rarotonga is used for experts in other fields such as fishing and carving, but it is commonly used when we talk about our mouldy medicine makers. We do not sell our medicine and our feedback scream about it. Leaves, fruits and barks are most frequently used in our mouldy medicines and the plants are used fresh, never dried, and in most cases are prepared in each day. The few that are stored for further use are usually ones prepared in coconut oil. The taonga does not prepare herbal medicine on rainy days in the belief that plants collected in such weather will be watery and weak. But if the medicine is needed urgently, however, they may carefully dry off the plants and proceed. The recipe for this medicine is learned from one or more relatives in the family and is passed down from generation to generation within that family. The recipe is either owned by an individual or his family, and it is common knowledge that it would not be effective if made in used by others without first obtaining men and women, but more commonly by women. In these preparations, pound or rero is used. This is one type and it is made from our needle. We do not have a pounder, we simply improvise with a branch of a branch from an oak tree which looks like so. Or one of these rocks here. Running around our creeks and water areas, being these giant and heavy. And to squeeze the juice out, we use this fibre from our coconut trees. If you look up the tree, you see all this fibre where the branches form and separate. We call it kaka, and that's what we use to strain our medicines. We pound and squeeze the juices from our plants into this bowl, which is our kumipi. This wood comes from our tamamo, otherwise known as mouldy mahogany. As I mentioned, our pounding bowl serves as a pestle and a mortar, but today we grate our hard fruits, pinching barks, and a loosened star grater. Just take a look over here. You may wonder about my fireplace. This was used when boiling was required. Today this fireplace is still used, especially in the outer islands. Traditionally the fire was also our electric light, our only means of lighting. But I could call it chandelier to help cast the extra light also as the ground. Our chandelier is made from our tui or candle nut. This is what the candle nut looks like before we break the shell and then remove the nut. The nut is then threaded onto a spine of coconut leaf and it adds a light from the bottom and it slowly burns upwards. As it burns, the smokes also help keep away the mosquitoes. So we have electric light and a mosquito coil all in one. And over here, this is what we call an edivaidor, or translated as soul trap. It comes from the island of Pukapuka in our northern group and was used by the priest there to trap the souls of living victims. If a person had the misfortune to offend the priest, a soul trap would be suspended by night from a branch of a puka tree close by to his house. The priest would then sit and watch. If an insect or small bird just fly through one of the legs, then it was thought that the person had lost his soul. Word would travel very quickly that so-and-so had lost his soul. There would be great sorrow amongst family and friends. The victim gave a poor hope and was mourned as he was already dead. Such was the power of the priest that the person involved slowly faded away and died. And now for some of our better known and more commonly used medicines. This is our nita. Have you tasted it? Some of you might know it as popo or papaya. Do you like it?
Yes.
Well, you'll find if you take enough, it really gets things moving. And this is tomato. Very good laxative. Not only do we use the right pawpaw, but we also use the green ones on cuts and sores. The green pawpaw is first peeled, grated, and mixed with coconut oil, then it is applied to the cuts and sores. Pawpaw is used because it contains the enzyme papain, which helps heal the cut and eases the pain. Now, gardeners recognize this plant. Well, you'd be more familiar with it as a house plant. We call it coleus. We use coleus for burns, any kind of burns, especially muffler burns. And to prepare it, we collect the leaves, pound them and add coconut oil, then it is applied to the burn. And to stop the same burn from becoming infected, we use the green banana. It is to set with the banana that we use because it is slightly acidic and is like an ointment. And we also use the sap from our tipani or frangipani tree for wasp stings and centipede bites. So if any of you get stung or bitten while you are Rarotonga, make sure you leave a tipani tree in the home. And here we have our roti. A roti is used in a number of ways, but most importantly it is a Cook Islands bandage. We also use roti for stiff necks and sore throats by first the tea leaf over the flame to make it warm and pliable, then it is wrapped around the neck. And we use one of the very new young leaves for boils by first chewing it and the combination of the tea leaf and your saliva mixed together and placed into the boil. And finally, if our forefathers needed a container for their medicines, they used one of these. And to remove the inside of the coconut, the ice mouth was first pieced and was soaked in sea water. The saltwater courses the inside waterway, along with help of little fishes and tiny crabs. And have a good work cleaning it out was placed on top of the ends too. Now, towards the end of my presentation, I hope you found my heart interesting and have learned something worthwhile for my time together. So, kia ora na.
Kia ora.
He e koto.
Me taki.
If you would like to stand up, turn around, step out of your seats.
So fishing, very important to my ancestors, even to our family, for living. And first of all, take a look at your fishing nets at the top here, white fishing nets. These fishing nets doing in the Cook Islands cultural village. Well, simple answer to that is because we use them extensively nowadays. In the olden days, my ancestors, my forefathers, they do have their own form of fishing nets. We call them kupenga or the upeng. Now the fishing nets, at the back here, I have a shoreground fishing nets at the back here. This is made from the oak tree, from the hibiscus tree. The wild hibiscus tree, the same trees that we used to make hula skirts, dancing suits, costumes. Now this is just a model. The true length is about 30 to 40 meters long, twice the depth of the fishing net. Kupeng. Now on the side of the hut you find this leaf, the leaves hanging down, the green leaves or the dry coconut leaf. Here's another form of fishing nets that we used in Rarotonga today are still used. We call them kikarau. Kika means dragged, rau, that's the leaf. So it is known as the dragging leaf. We cut the leaves from the trees, from the coconut trees, we split them in half, the leaf will be joined, and the fishing nets they run about 150 to the 300 meters long. It's a long, long length, it's a long fishing net. Now the fishing nets includes families, village, tribes, nets a lot of people. We pour them in the lagoon, form them into a big circle, and we fish inside the circle. Now during our show time, there would be a demonstration on how the fishing nets are used. Please keep an eye to our fishing nets, the kikaro, during our show time. Our fishing nets. Now moving on to our traps. Could anybody here guess what this trap could be used for? Crabs? No. Crayfish? No. Lobsters? No. No. Alright? Octopus? No, not for the octopus. Give up?
Give up.
Okay, now we call this the inaki. This is an eel trap. Inaki, the eel trap. Now the eel trap is made from the roots of our coconut trees. Okay? This is just how you model here the true length. It's twice the size of this. So it's, sorry not to be a size. Vaka. We call them vaka, very special to our fishermen for fishing and also for transport. But to build a fishing canoe, now it's just a matter of burning, chipping, something that you don't want to go through very often. Today, it's not a problem of building a vaka with the help of the modern day tools, chainsaws, axe, all sort of machines. On the side of the canoe is the adrika, we call them the upper. The adrika is to balance, as well as steady as the vaka. Here in Rarotonga, and even in the outer islands, mainly in the outer islands, you'll find there are fishing canoes with two adrikas, one on each side of the main body. I believe the double is used for deep sea fishing over the reef, and the single are used mainly for lagoon fishing, collecting seafood, putting our traps down, and other lagoon fishings that we are using while we fish. And here we go. You find these. Okay. Now, if you open the utu, inside the utu you find there's a seed inside the utu. Now, for the seeds, we take the seeds out, we pound that seeds, or the seeds will be grated, thrown into the pockets on the reef. The seeds of the utu stuns the fish. Do you understand by stunning the fish? Yes. Now, there's also roots of a vine. We call them the ora papu. The roots will be pounded. Okay, just like utu thrown into the pockets in the reef. It also stuns the fish. Sorry, I don't have any roots to show you because it's illegal to grow them around. And also it's a legal way of fishing. If you get caught, you'll be thrown into prison, plus you'll be fined $500. You'll be thrown into prison as well. problem with the utu, a lot of our local fishermen, they use utu on the roads to stance fish, but they just collect the big fish. Utu stance fish from this size to any size. But mainly it kills little fishes. It kills them. That's a lot of waste. Okay, that's a lot of waste. Not only kills little fishes, also at the same time, it kills the corals and also damages the reef. That's how bad the utu is. Now this time I would like to pass the time now to Apu to tell us a little bit more about the turtle shells, the reef fishing shoes.
The trap we used to catch parrotfish. I'm too shy, you guys know. That's what they use. Well, you can see there is an inner passage that runs through from here to the other end. Halfway down this passageway is an opening. Coral is placed inside the trap, and the parrotfish swim in through here and get trapped at the enclosed area here. You may wonder how the coral and fish fits into this, but traps are 4 to 5 times larger than this. This is just a model. Over here, did James tell you about this? No. Over here we have something that looks a bit like a witch's brew. It is made from dried coconut leaves. Can anyone guess how this is used? Anybody from New Zealand? Excuse me?
Doesn't mean to say I know what that's for.
Are you from New Zealand?
Yes.
You know what's this for?
No.
You're not from New Zealand? Anybody from Australia?
We don't know what's there.
You guys know the flying fish? This is the torch our ancestors used to catch the flying fish. Coconut leaves are tied together and are lit here at the top. As the flame burns the rope, the flame dies down. And then as it burns through the rope and releases the leaves, you'll get a stronger flame and so on. That's what we call controlled burning. And we discover this. Traditionally, it takes 2 to 3 people to fish with this torch. There would be one as lookout for schools of flying fish, another to hold the torch, and a third to catch them in a short handle nets as they flew into the light. Flying fish, just like moths, are attracted to the light. Someone we talked to about this type of fishing said that he could catch up to 200 or 300 fish a night. This is our ancestors' Reebok shoes. Over here is the Nike. But today we are too lazy to make one like this. We just walk into a shoe shop and get the white man's shoe. That's very easy. Well, I have come to the end of my part this morning, and I hope that you all enjoy yourself.
Kia ora and welcome to the Ariranga, the weaving hut. My name is Rere and I shall be explaining to you the different types of weaving we do here in the Cook Islands. Weaving played and still plays a very important part in our Cook Island culture. Both women and men do weaving. Now children learn how to weave at home and at school. Now to begin with, I'm going to talk about the 2 main leaves that are used for weaving. Now we have here what we call our kiko, or the coconut leaf, and our rauara, or the pandanus leaf. Now the difference between these 2 leaves is that we use kiko when green, but the rauara has to be dried before it is used. Now kiko can be used for several weeks after it has been cut. Firstly, our kiko. We work with the sleeve either open or closed. Now when the leaf is open, we use it for making our kite. This kite or basket is used for carrying cooked food and storing vegetables and fruits. Our roro is very quick and easy to make. Today it is a plate only used on special occasions at our feast. Now if you look on the side of the wall here, right on the side here we have the roof thatching. Now as I said earlier, all of these were plaited with the leaf open. Now when the leaf is closed, we use it for making our fishing hats, bands, and these baskets. Now these baskets, they were used for storing raw meat. Our ancestors would put stones into the basket with the raw meat to wet it down and then place it into the rubber. Now the flowing of the water keeps the meat fresh. We also weave our toys, and I have a few here. Like we have our ball, watch. Here we have our sunglass. They're also used for reading. Okay, now can anyone tell me what this is?
Crayfish.
Pardon?
Crayfish.
No.
Grasshopper?
Pardon?
A grasshopper?
Right, this is a grasshopper. Here we have our tuna fish. And finally, we have our two lovely birds. Right, running down the center of the coconut leaf is the spine. We call this kiko. Now we use kiko for making our kiko brooms. And I have two here. And they're used for cleaning the cobwebs, swatting the flies, sweeping the floor. And yes, of course, these are the cheapest vacuum cleaner you'll find anywhere. Now from your vacuum cleaner, you can also make yourself a very attractive vase by tying the top, pushing it down, placing the flowers either on the inside or the outside. Okay, now fruit bowls like the one I have here are also made from our kiko. Right up in the front here we have our fans, and the person in the corner there with the pearl shell made from rito. Now rito is the young leaf of the coconut tree. I have some leaves here, and you can find them right in the center of the coconut tree, the new growth and the older leaf. To make our rito, firstly we slightly cut the top off and we strip this part away. Now this is what we call rito, which is then boiled and placed out in the sun to dry. And here we have our rito. Now it is our outer island women who specialize in this. And now for our pandanus. Now there are two types of pandanus. We have the prickly edge pandanus and the smooth edge pandanus. Now the prickly edge pandanus is here on Rarotonga, but it is the smooth edge pandanus that are used for weaving, and they are cultivated in the outer islands. Now to prepare pandanus, the green leaves are tied in bundles and hung out in the sun to dry for approximately 2 weeks. We then have this dried leaf. Now the first leaf is then rolled around the finger to begin with, and other leaves are added until it is a fair size of roll. Okay. The roll is then stored away. Now it is from this leaf that we weave our mats on the corner, our baskets, our purse, and there's brown hats on the side here. Has anyone here been to one of our trips on Sunday? Right, you'll find our ladies wearing this type of hat introduced here, and our ladies use this to decorate their hats. We also use raffia to decorate around the outside of our baskets. Right, what I would like you to do now is if you're holding something in your hand,
Share with you my little knowledge about coconut trees. In the Cook Islands, we call them tumunu, known as the tree of life. Now to begin my presentation, or to start my presentation, I would like to share with you about the poo. Okay, we call this the poo, known as the conch or the conch shells. Now my ancestors, my forefathers, they used the conch for calling meetings, for warning, to bring people onto a marae, sending messages. They blow the conch, or the chief, the king, when he called for a council meetings with his councillors or with his people, with his tribes. He used the poo to call for that council meetings. Our poo. Now today, if you go to an island night, you will find the poo to start or to begin an island night, to begin a show. They use the poo to open a meetings or to open the show. So poo can be used to open and to close meetings or any functions that we used or that we do here in the islands. Our poo. The sounds of the poo. Okay, that's the poo. Now, I would like to invite a volunteer to come up and blow them. Any volunteers, ladies, warriors, the floor is yours. Come on up and blow our poo. Any volunteers here? We'll start off from the ladies. Come on, ladies, come up here. Ladies first. No volunteers from the ladies. What we do is we take the bark out, especially once they are dried. That's the bark of the coconut. We take the bark out, we place them, or we put them in the dried coconut husks. We light them. Excuse me. Okay, we fill them up with the coconut bark, and we light that husks. Now the smell of coconut bark, we use them to distract mosquitoes. This is a mosquito coil, the coconut bark. Very, very strong smell. The smell of the bark, very strong. Okay, so for mosquito coil, the coconut bark. And also it's a problem because coconut bark, it also chase people out of the house because it makes a lot of smokes. The more bark you place inside the coconut husks, the more smokes that you get. But very strong. Okay, distract mosquitoes. From the bark of the coconut, moving on to the top before we go on to the leaf. Before we move on to our coconut leaf and the coconut seed, I would like to share or talk with you about the kaka. Now, this fiber here, we call them kaka. Okay, we call this the kaka. You find this where the leaves starts to form and separate right at the base of the leaf. The kaka is supporting the leaf. Okay, the young tree, you find the kaka hanging down, supporting the leaf as well. It supports the bundle of coconuts. Our kaka. We use them today to make hula skirts for costumes, our dancing skirts. We use the fiber here, the kaka. Most important use of our kaka, my ancestors, and today we use kaka to strain our medicine. Okay, we place the pounded leaf inside and by squeezing to separate the cream from the flesh of the coconuts, from the flesh of the ripe stage. We use the kaka to separate our coconut cream. So once again, the fiber here called kaka. From the kaka here, moving on to our kiko leaf, the coconut leaves. There's lots and lots of things that we use from the leaf. For baskets, for hats, fishing nets, fishing gears, brooms, toys. Most important is for our hats. Now back to our toys. For example, the green watches on your wrist. Green watches on your wrist, they looks lovely on you. It's made from the kiko leaf, from a coconut leaf. Lots and lots of things. And for our hats, for our homes, what we do is we cut the leaves down while they're still green. We split them in half. Then that leaf will be plaited into a tapakau. Double or triple the leaf. Now if the leaf are doubled or tripled, it will last you for about 5 to 6 years. That's how long a kiko would last. A leaf would last. 5 to 6 years for our homes, for our hats. So once again, kiko leaf for hats, baskets, plates, mattresses, brooms, toys, a lot of things that we use from the leaf. From a coconut leaf, we moved on to the coconut steer. Folks, there are 6 stages to the growth of a coconut. 6 stages. The first stage of a coconut, we call them tiare. Tiare is a flowering stage, a flower stage. That is the first stage. And back here on the young tree behind you, at the back there, you find the first stage. The very first stage, which is the flower stage, the yellow flowers on this young orangey coconut tree here. That is the first stage. Here there's some on this young green coconut tree here, the tiare. From the tiare, the flower stage, folks, we hardly touch the flower stage because if you pull them off or you cut the whole flower stage off, you're wasting 10, 15 to 20 coconuts on that flower stage. That's a lot of coconuts. So we hardly touch them. From a flower stage, moving on to the second stage. And this is our second stage. We call this stage here the koua. Now koua, the fibers and the shells are easy to break and open. They're very, very soft. So you can say this is the young stage, the young coconut. They're easy to break and open. Very, very soft. You know, if you go around the island, especially in your motels or hotels, you find there are some coconut trees on the trunk of the trees, are tin bands about this wide. Tin bands about this wide that has been wrapped right around the trunk of the coconut trees. Is there anybody here seeing coconut trees with tin bands on? Yes? So they want this morning? Have you ever wondered why we put those tin bands on the trees?
Stop the rats.
Sorry?
Stop the rats.
Stop the rats. Anything else besides rats? People. No. No. But stops the rats, there's one more. Sorry? Coconut crabs. Okay, crabs. Coconut crabs, which is dried land crabs. Okay, now the coconut crabs, they go for the matured stage. They only go for the ripe stage, which is these 3 stages here. They go for the flesh. Now in this stage, there's no flesh in this stage here. Okay, but the juice in this stage are still good to drink. At this stage, they're not sweet, but they're nice to drink. Okay, the young stage. Okay, so saying coconut crabs, they go for the flesh of the matured stage. Rats, they go for this stage because the husk very soft and they are easy to break and open. Very sweet, it's good for the body, and they're very, very healthy. There is a saying for our drinking stage, for our new. 1 new a day, 1 coconut a day keeps the doctor far away. Now, the reason being because this is what our mothers gave for their newborn, for their little ones, especially for their newborn. The flesh of the drinking stage, as well the juice of our drinking stage. They're very sweet and they're very nice to eat. Now we call this stage the komoto akari. Komoto akari. Now our komoto akari, my forefathers used this stage here to plait for robes. To plait our robes for fishing shoes, for reef fishing shoes, for fishing nets, for joining, for carving, building materials. We use those sonnets to tie them together. So to get this sonnet, you get it from this stage, from the komoto akari. To get that sonnet, what we do is we open them, get the husk, we pull the fibers, or we pound that husk, the fibers, we pull them one by one, twist them into one long strand, plait them into ropes, into our ka, known as the sonnet. Okay, komoto akari. From this stage here, we moved on to the next stage. This one here. Now we call this the akari. This is the most important part of them all, akari. Now when the akari turns brown, that means they are ripe. This is the ripe stage, the akari. Okay? Why is the ripe stage? The oil comes from this stage. The copra comes from this stage. So that is the most important part. Okay, the akari. When they turn brown, that means they are ripe and they fall. Bang! You know, coconut falls to the ground any time. in the morning, afternoon, nighttime, windy days, as well on the calm days, coconut fall. Be careful. Here in Rarotonga, you'll never see a local sitting or lying underneath coconut trees because coconut fall. I would say if coconut falls on your head, it's worse than waking up from a hangover. That's it, you're going to wake up. So stay away from coconut trees, coconut fall. When they fall to the ground, remains there without being touched, remove it. Uto. We call this stage here the uto. This is the last stage of the coconuts as well, the beginning of another coconut tree, another tree of life. Uto. Inside this stage, if we open them, if we open the shell of the coconut, you find this white spongy food. That white spongy food, that is called the uto. Kids love eating it. Very sweet, they're very spongy. It's a little bit like a marshmallow, but I would say marshmallow is the best. You want to try that cook out in marshmallow, go for this stage here, our uto. To plant them, you dig a hole the size of the coconut, put them in a hole and cover them. Don't cover the leaf. Just cover the akari. Just cover the coconut and look after it. If you look after our uto, now if you look after this stage here for the first 10 years of its life, for the first 10 years of its life, our uto would look after you for the rest of your life. For example, the young green coconut tree here, 15 to 20 years old. 15 to 20 years old, there's plenty to eat, there's plenty to drink. The leaf are still good for anything. That's why we call them tumunu. There are trees around the island, the outer islands, about 2-3 times taller than this one here, very, very tall. You find coconuts still on the trees. Now they're around about 50, 60, 65 to 70 years old. Another one here. To open the ripe stage, you can use the anything. No, it's very hard to open this stage. You cut it. So what our ancestors, what our forefathers used, they used a cork. And today we're using the cork. This here, this object here, we call them the cork. In English, sharp stick. But we all say sharp stick. Come on, all together. Sharp stick. Very good. You need a chopstick or sharp stick to open the akari. Now, these are the softest part of the akari. We call this part the matamata, the face of the akari. Never open the coconuts from the back. Very hot. Very, very hot. So as to open the akari, it only took from 5 to 10 seconds. That's very fast. Now, you have to be careful. The game is fun, but it can hurt yourself. Problem is if you miss the coconut, you end up on the pointed stick. So be careful. Okay, bring those cameras out because I only do this once. Are you ready? Oh my goodness, there's a video camera here. Looks like we're going to do a slow motion for your video camera, sir. Is that right? Yeah? First step, you're going to kill the coconut. Now you try and get that pointed stick right through the husk. Okay, get that pointed stick right through the husk. Then the second step, you push and hold. There's the akari. There's the coconut itself. Okay, the husks of the dry coconut husk, we use them to start or to catch a fire, for hulas, for costumes. The main important is for ropes. Okay, we cut our ropes from these. Go. That was a slow motion for you, camera. Did you get that on the camera? Yes. And we have the akari. You know, if you want to open the akari into two pieces of coconut. On the akari you find there are 3 holes on the coconut. At the face of the coconut, the eyes and the mouth. The eyes is the mouth. And the eyes and the mouth. Now in between the eyes you find is lines that runs to the back. There's a line that runs to the back of your cut. On the right side, second line. On the left, the third line. Now if you want to open them into 2 halves, hit it across the line. Any of those 3 lines, you will get 2 halves. Folks, to demonstrate this, how we open the coconut and how we get the cream out. We grate the flesh and we squeeze the cream from the flesh. Will be demonstrated inside the entertainment hut while you're having your lunch. We come to the end, and I hope that you've learned and enjoyed a lot. Thank you.
Just a shallow one so you can see exactly what I'm